So I was Snapchatting this guy as a single woman does, you know what I mean? And he opened my Snapchat and replayed it and then has not responded in 3 days. I let it marinate, you know? I was like, wow, I feel fucking hideous. Yeah, I literally picture him opening it, replaying it because he's stunned that I'm so ugly, and then vomiting, and then just never responding, being like, oh, that ugly ass fucking bitch, like, bye.
So, that one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it. And if you do, just have it in the GC, press X.
You know, which that is a theory. But another theory that I have is that he opened it and he's like, this woman is so sexy. She's so fucking attractive. I need to replay this and see it again. Like, is this real life? He replayed it. Heart stop, bitch. He said, and he's just dead. He's dead. R.I.P. I'm sorry. But yeah, I feel like that makes the most sense. Because he just didn't respond to me for 3 whole days after he replayed that. So if that's not the case, then you're freaking rude. I hate you. But if you're dead, I'm sorry.
One eternity later.
Not me crying on social media. Anyways, you know who you are. When I give you your sweaters back, I'm literally wiping my ass with them. I'm literally gonna have my dog take a big fat shit on your sweaters and I'm throwing them through your fucking car window. I'm not even talking to you. Just have your poo-poo sweaters, bitch. Life update, I'm on my way to Ross, to go buy some shit. Apple. I took some nudes, like, 35 minutes ago, and they were pretty fire. Okay, no, they weren't nudes. What is it? Like, they were just hot? I don't know. They're, like, super sexy, hot pictures. Also, I took an exam, and I used Chegg on it. Best $21 I've spent ever. That's it.
Imagine, guys, right? You're a dude, and you come from years ago, okay? A society long gone at this point, and, like, you saw this TikTok right here, and girls are just casually talking about how they take, you know, questionable photos of themselves. They don't even mention the reason why. They're just taking it, you know, because apparently this is just normal nowadays, guys, to take photos of yourself like this and put it out on Instagram, put it out on whatever, send it to like the random dudes that you're seeing. Okay, can you imagine dudes back in the day seeing crap like this? Like, and it's no wonder, okay? It's no wonder that marriage rates go down, okay? That dudes entering relationships go down. Because despite the fact that these girls want to say, like, oh, I'm strong and empowered and, you know, you should love me because I do all these wild and zany things, it's like, dudes don't want to wife up a girl who is a straight up liability to them. Like, these girls just can't seem to get it through their head that, like, dudes, fair enough, if you don't want to marry a guy, if you don't want to have a long-term boyfriend or anything like that, fine. But, like, this is the kind of stuff that's just, like, straight up embarrassing. Like, it really absolutely is. Let's take a listen to that one more time.
Life update, I'm on my way to Ross, to go buy some shit. Apple. I took some nudes, like, 35 minutes ago, and they were pretty fire. Okay, no, they're not.
You guys, as well, you guys can't see the comments to this video, okay? But we got a whole bunch of girls in the comments just saying, queen, queen, you know. Actually, it's not a whole lot of comments. This person hasn't got a big following, but, you know, girls just in the comments saying queen and crap like that as if it's, like, strong and empowering.
They weren't nudes. What is it? Like, they were just hot? I don't know. They're, like, super sexy, hot pictures. Also, I took an exam, and I used Chegg on it. Best 20.
And so it seems to be that she's a university student of some you know, some standing. Apparently she goes to university, okay? I'm pretty sure there's a clip later in this video that I show you guys where she's saying that she's at university, but she's not. She wants to change her major, but she doesn't want to do anything to do with science and mathematics. Like, you have all of these individuals attending university, like foregoing being an adult and having a future to get useless degrees, and then they come out and they complain why they, you know, they can't find jobs with like their damn gender studies degrees and crap like that, and then they blame it on the patriarchy. It's like, you have no utility to society at all, and then you want to turn around and you want to say that the reason you can't get employment and the reason you can't earn money is because the patriarchy sucks and because gender wage gap is a thing, right? It's completely just insane.
A reminder to all the men that I've given attention, count your fucking blessings, because I know that in fact was one of them.
Okay, yeah, and this level of entitlement, this is the kind of crap that just ensures you that you're going to be alone, right? Like, again, guys, girls like this, they have it super, when they get older, they start to realize that, like, their looks aren't going to do it all. Like, it really isn't. You might think that you're, the Lord's gift to men here on earth, but let me tell you something. When these girls, like, they hit 30 and 40 years of age, yeah, they can still find dudes, like, dudes are still going to slide in their DMs, but it's like this slow decline into unhappiness and misandry, where they realize that dudes, like, don't want to take them seriously, and then they turn around and then they just blame those men. All right, let's take a listen.
A reminder to all the men that I've given attention, count your fucking blessings, because I know that in fact was one of them.
Yeah, right. And notice how she's saying, like, as if the men have lost, because, obviously, where are those men now? Okay, like, where exactly are these dudes that you're talking about now? Okay, like, girls will say this thinking that they've won or that they've done something, where the dude's had the free fun and he doesn't even have to commit to you. Like, I don't know, I'd consider that's a pretty big W for men, to be honest with you. Like, and girls are advertising this and thinking that it makes themselves look valuable, but all that it does is communicate that, like, other dudes have just passed you on, right? Like, if you think that your attention means much, it's like dudes have just, like, ran through, who have just gone through this, and they're like, okay, I'm out. And then this girl thinks that, like, oh, she's going to get back at them for saying that, oh, her attention is valuable. That's really just not how that works.
So one of the guys I'm talking to right now has my literal contact name as just the letter A, just the first letter of my name. And I found this out and I was, like, acting hurt, like anyone would. I was like, oh my God, just letter A, but low-key I was fucking with it. I thought it was, like, kind of fun because his contact in my phone is IDK. So I don't know, our energy is just matching right now and I really fuck with it.
I don't know about you guys, but, like, watching this TikTok in particular kind of makes you realize just how doomed dating is, okay? Like, literally in the first sentence that she says right there, she says that one of the guys that she's talking to. So right off the bat, she's talking to, multiple guys. And then the second thing is she said that she's pretending to be offended because the dude put A in his phone for her name instead of her, her full name and stuff like that. But low-key, she was into it. It's like, and you wonder why. If you make TikToks like this and you wonder why, especially as these girls get older, they start to ask this question more. They wonder why dudes don't take them seriously and they just use them for fun here and there. And this is precisely the crap. Why? It's because, among other things, your words don't mean anything at all. Like, they really don't. You want to say, oh, you're into this, but you're not, and then you lied about this, and you're talking to other dudes, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, you say all of these things, but they just make you look like a terrible person. Like, they really do. Like, you want to sit on here and say, oh, by the way, I talk to all these different dudes, and, I lie to them, and I just, I just do this, and I just do that. And then you get older, and, like, you wonder why you still don't have kids, and you wonder why you still don't have a family. Fine, but, like, the only person you really have to blame for yourself is honestly just you. Let's continue on to the next one.
Bitch, I'm nervous as fuck. I'm about to go on a first date, right? But I feel like logically this makes sense. I'm expecting him to be the shittiest person alive. Why? Because then I expect absolutely nothing. So then if he's, like, decent, it's okay. And then I'm not as disappointed, I'm expecting him to fully just, like, punch me in the face. Be a dick, call me ugly, call me fat. I'm gonna get in the car and he's gonna be like, you fucking whale. My car just shifted so much. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's so much better to just think that way. And then if he's nice, he's nice. You know what I mean? I can be all like, oh my God, first date. I don't know.
This should tell men a lot about dating, all right? Again, girls will push forward the crap that they're looking for a nice guy. They're looking for somebody to care about them. And take note of this woman's mindset when she's going into this date. Right, she's kind of over exaggerating for the video, but she's literally expecting the dude to be a complete a-hole, right? So let's get this straight. This woman, like many other women out here, are saying, a lot of them will say that they want a nice guy, they want a guy who cares about them, blah, blah, blah. And yet here we have a prime example of a girl saying that she's expecting him to be an a-hole. Like, what does that tell you about their selection process, guys? Like, are they really caring? I always laugh. Okay, I absolutely laugh whenever we have like discussions about morals and ethics and crap like that, as if these girls actually really care about those things. Like they really don't. You'll start to hear these discussions, man. These girls, they can't even spell womanism while they're appealing to most men. You see what I'm saying? Like they literally don't even care what the word damn well means until they start to realize that men aren't committing to them, or that she can't actually lock him down. That's where these things start to have problems, and that's where they start to have issues. Okay, this woman is literally going to a date knowing that she's, the dude has a high chance of being an a-hole, and we're supposed to sit here and believe that girls are just into nice dudes. Like, really? Like, that's the message that we're sending? I don't know. Good luck on your date, madam. Let's continue on to the next clip. And again, these are all the same woman, by the way.
Hey guys, I don't have anything to announce, but I didn't cry today. Yeah, and I'm not gonna. And I ran 4 miles. Yeah, and also I'm switching my major. What do you switch your major to when you don't know what you want to switch your major to, but you can't go undecided because you're literally a junior in college? Comment. Oh my god, and what's a major that has nothing to do with science or math? Please comment down below.
And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, this is exactly what I was talking about a couple of clips ago, guys, when I said that these individuals, rather than do anything that has like any actual utility, entering into fields such as, science, mathematics, or going to a trade school or anything like that, what they do is they go to university, and all that they do is they go into courses and they go into classes that don't end up with them being a benefit to society at all. Right, I'm going to say this, guys. Universities, colleges, if you call them that over where you guys are, I think the majority of viewers, I'm not too sure, but universities, colleges, whatever, these places are businesses, right? And guess what? They make a hell of a lot of money off of girls like this who don't want to put in any actual effort. And don't come to me saying your thousands of word essays on, the male gaze and how, the patriarchy has influenced society as a result of previous literature. Like, don't come at me and say all this crap and then complain that you can't get employment. It's like, bro, you've chosen a path that is essentially useless. So you continue to go out there, you continue to have your gender studies degrees. I'm sure it's going to work out fantastic for you.
Hey guys, I don't have anything to announce, but I didn't cry today. Yeah, and I'm not gonna.
Yeah, what a fantastic achievement. Not crying to, like, what is this? I don't even know, guys. What is this girl? What would she even have to cry about, man? Like, like, she's saying it as if this is like an everyday occurrence. So maybe something terrible happened in her life recently, like family or whatever. But I get the vibe she's just saying this just to say it. Like, what on earth would you be like? I swear, man, these girls, they'll find like everything to cry about when realistically it's just, dudes breaking their hearts repeatedly.
I ran 4 miles. Yeah, and also I'm switching my major. What do you switch your major to when you don't know what you want to switch your major to, but you can't go undecided because you're literally a junior in college?
I don't understand this attitude of like everyone just being so absolutely clueless. They're like, yeah, man, like I'm 37 and I don't know what to do with my life, right? You see these girls like, what should I switch my major to? And they just switch their major 5 times. It's like, where is people's sense of direction, guys? I just don't understand this at all. I feel disgusting if I don't have a direction. You know what I mean? But these girls are just like, oh yeah, I'll just switch my major. I'll just switch and, like, what the hell, man? What is this? And of course, we have people in the comments. You guys can't see this. First person says psychology. Another person says human services, right? Yeah. Another person says English licensure. English licensure? I can't even say that, man. PR. To incorporate creativity with their writing skills. Like, what, bro? What?
Comment. Oh my god, and what's a major that has nothing to do with science or math? Please comment down below. Hey.
Yeah, and we'll see this girl in a few years complaining about the wage gap, but let's get on to this next clip.
Not me crying on social media. Anyways, you know who you are. When I give you your sweaters back, I'm literally wiping my ass with them. I'm literally gonna have my dog take a big fat shit on your sweaters, and I'm throwing them through your fucking car window. I'm not even talking to you. Just have your poo-poo sweaters, bitch.
What did I just witness, man? What did I just witness? Again, notice, obviously it's about some dude, about some boy. right? I literally said that a couple of clips ago, okay? These girls, like, they don't actually have much to cry about in their actual life. Like, it's not as if life is incredibly difficult for them. Like, we live in the year 2022, guys. Like, these girls just always, whenever they're crying, it's usually just because some guy won't commit to them. And I find it incredibly hard to sympathize because there is no reason to. It's just like select dudes who are going to treat you well, and you would run into these problems far, far, far less. But what do, guys? They shop above their price range. They choose men who aren't interested in them. They waste years of their life trying to secure that commitment. Then they turn around and they expect the nice guy who they neglected all this time to come and pay their bills, to do these things for them. Like, I've said this before, guys, but, you know, if you lend money to one of these girls, don't expect it back. Right? If you give them a shoulder to cry on, don't expect anything back. Like just absolutely don't. You will save so much damn time by just ignoring it. Like, just straight up ignoring it. Really, and a lot of their problems just straight up trivial, man. Just straight up damn trivial. But let's continue on to the next one.
So I was Snapchatting this guy as a single woman does, you know what I mean? And he opened my Snapchat and replayed it, and then has not responded in 3 days. I let it marinate, you know? I was like, wow, I feel fucking hideous. Yeah, I literally picture him opening it, replaying it because he's stunned that I'm so ugly, and then vomiting, and then just never responding, being like, oh, that ugly ass fucking bitch, like, bye. You know?
You see how these girls just, like, overreact to everything? Right? Like they really do. They think... Imagine, guys, letting something just take up so much of your processing power, like so much of your brain, so much of your thought in a given day. Imagine, guys, like, this is what I don't want dudes out here doing, man. If you're a dude and you're out there dating and you send a girl a Snapchat and she doesn't reply, don't sit there thinking about it for 3 damn days. Like, what on earth are you doing? Imagine, like, the mental bandwidth that you're spending on bullcrap. I don't get it.
You know, which that is a theory. But another theory that I have is that he opened it and he's like, this woman is so sexy. She's so fucking attractive. I need to replay this and see it again. Like, is this real life? He replayed it. Heart stop, bitch. He said, and he's just dead. He's dead. R.I.P. I'm sorry. But yeah, I feel like that makes the most sense.
Yeah, obviously she's being satirical here. But, like, this is what I'm talking about. If you guys saw the episode before this one, okay, there was a Reddit story where a girl was saying, like, oh, the guy takes some time to respond, and she got in all in her feelings about it. And she made, like, a big, long-ass Reddit post, basically because she was uncertain, because she didn't know where the dude stood. This is the exact same thing, right? Like, girls, when they don't know where they stand with you, particularly if they're attracted to you, obviously, like, you know, you have to meet the looks requirement, I guess you could say. But, like, these girls, they lose their marbles over it because I've said this before, they can't stand the ego hit of a dude not liking them. Like, maybe the dude could have been out there, like, working, you know, maybe, like, guys, like, there are dudes out there, I know this is absolutely crazy for some of these women to hear, but there are dudes out there who have lives outside of Snapchat. I hate Snapchat. I haven't even opened that in so long, man. Right? There are dudes out there who just have lives and who don't want to communicate with you, especially on Snapchat. Right? But of course, we have to make a long-ass TikTok about it because the dude's not committing to her. It's insane.
Because he just didn't respond to me for 3 whole days after he replayed that. So if that's not the case, then you're freaking rude. I hate you. But if you're dead, I'm sorry. So
yeah, guys, she says... So that's the end of the clip right there, right? Notice how that she says that she hates him, but she's making like a full minute TikTok talking about the exact thing that she hates, right? So, like, you know, these girls, they'll say one thing, but really their mind's just in a completely different place. But guys, let's continue on to today's magazine article, and this one's a bit of a kicker here. So let me slide this over so you guys can see. And it is titled, what is it titled? Let's have a look. The more amazing you are, the more dating sucks for these 14 reasons, right? Because obviously, guys, it's a lot easier to accept, you know, the more amazing you are, the more it sucks, right? So let's take a look. Number 1, you don't play games, but others do. You're honest and would rather be real than play stupid games to try and keep men interested. Sadly, many men are playing games these days. It's just that we call them mixed messages instead of playing games. You'd rather be single than deal with such childishness, and rightfully so. I love how girls, like, they'll whenever a dude doesn't commit to them, it's like we're straight to attacking masculinity and calling the guy a child. You know what I mean? And here's the thing about sending mixed messages, guys. You want to know something really messed up? Is that a lot of girls aren't even interested in you unless you send mixed messages. And I know that sounds so stupid, and the reason it sounds so stupid is because it is very stupid. Right? Let me give you guys an example, okay, to explain what I mean here. Girls will say that they want a guy who's going to be consistent and who's going to be, have open and honest communication with her. So a lot of guys will say this and, take this and go, oh, okay, you want someone who consistently communicates with you. Yeah, I got it. And they'll sit there and they'll talk to a girl every day and, have long conversations with her and ask her how her day is. And they'll get into a routine. Guys will get into a routine because you said you wanted consistency, right? They'll say, good morning, sweetheart. How are you going? Good night, sweetheart. How are you going? Like clockwork, because this is what you say that you want. Now, if a man does this, even if he's super attractive, guess what? The woman loses respect for you, she loses interest in you, there's no more mystery there, and before you know it, she's out the damn door or going to see some other dude or causing issues in your life in one way or another, right? So, say what you will about this, but you say that you hate mixed messages and it's childishness, but you engage more with men who do mixed messages. So, which exactly is it? Let's continue on to the next point. Number 2, you're genuinely nice and you get taken advantage of. Being kind can bite you in the butt because of how horribly toxic people will treat the good people of this world. Prepare to get taken advantage of by bad men who steamroll over you. Ugh. A good rule to follow is to be kind to those who truly deserve it so you don't become a doormat. And the thing about this, guys, is I actually agree with this. But the part that you have to notice here, right, is the girls will always sell you like this victim story about how their past relationships were terrible and toxic and all that. But you've got to keep in mind that these girls voluntarily chose these relationships. It's not as if these relationships just came out of nowhere and she's like, oh, all of the guys I've dated have just magically been toxic. All of my situations that I've ended up in have magically been toxic. It's like, no. You're literally attracted to this toxicity and you want men to believe that you're not. It's really just insidious in a lot of ways. Next point. The best dating not reading your damn ad. You don't swipe right for the attention like others do. Wow, are you suggesting to me that girls are out here swiping on dating apps simply for attention? Right? Like, surely you're not suggesting that to me at all. Guys, I've made this point time and time again. But there is a difference between the way that men and women use dating apps. There absolutely is. Right? A lot of dudes will go on there because they actually have an interest in meeting someone. Hell, they'll take girls out on dates, they'll buy them things, they'll do all these things for them. But girls don't typically share this same interest. You see, because what they'll do is when that situationship that they're currently engaged in goes sideways, or the dude stops talking to her or whatever, she then jumps on a dating app to kind of fuel her self-esteem, and that's why she's there typically. Now, she'll see a dude if he's attractive enough, but typically it's for attention and validation, like this individual in the article correctly points out. Some people use dating apps like Tinder to get attention. They'll swipe right just to show interest in the hope of getting attention back. What are we, 5 years old? I don't know, you tell me. You're on that app to meet someone who's really interested, but these losers are wasting your time. Yeah, you see, notice how it's your time that they're wasting, by the way. Like, girls will always say this, they're like, oh, people are wasting my time. But how much of men's time have you wasted throughout this entire time? And you want to pretend as though that hasn't happened? Number 5, you put in effort but live in a lazy world. You're a person who doesn't expect your partner to do everything. You're all about meeting them halfway and working on making the relationship work. It sucks because so many guys are lazy AF, expecting you to chase them and keep the relationship going. You're not crazy, but it feels like you're in the minority. It sounds, well, crazy to say that not being crazy should be something that makes dating suck. I'm a little bit lost here, man. Blah, blah, blah. There are many legit crazy people out there who are making dating a minefield. As a sane, healthy woman in the dating world, it's so tough to find people who are right in the head. It's literally not hard to find people who are right in the head, by the way. This is the fallacy that a lot of people fall into. There are plenty of good men out there, but you just don't want them. Like, to say that most men, because this is really what this is, she's essentially saying that most men are not viable partners because they're not right in the head. Like, are we supposed to just gloss over this and go, oh yeah, makes sense? No. There are plenty of dudes out there who are right in the head. Completely fine. Guys who work hard, who care about their family. But where exactly are they in this picture, right? Because apparently if we're to follow this article's advice, guys, most people are not right in the head. And when she says most people, of course, she's talking about the people who she dates. So who is that? Men. Number 7, you're a cheerleader, but it's hard to find support. When you're in a relationship, you're always eager to show your boyfriend support, like when he gets a work promotion or his soccer team wins the league. Sometimes it's hard to find people who will support you in return. If they're not jealous of your success, they're sometimes too selfish to care about it. You make your own way only to get rejected. You're not a gold digger or hoping to find a man to rescue you. You're independent, having a thriving career, and you make your own money. The problem, some men are intimidated by this. You can't win. This fallacy, I did not realize at first how big this fallacy is. The girls seem to get the idea in their head. The dudes actually care about these things at all. Right? Look at this, okay? So this woman she has a thriving career and she makes her own money. The problem is some men are intimidated by this. Dudes are not intimidated by the amount of money you have. They're not intimidated by your degrees. They're not intimidated by which school you attended or how quote unquote educated you are. These things just don't matter. Right? And what this really says is, like, if you're a girl and you go out there and chase your career, okay, you've got your own money, you're independent, you own a house, maybe a car, whatever. You should have had a man by this time. Like, this typically means that you're 35 plus years of age. Of course, like, the dudes who are successful in dating, they're no longer looking at you. They're going to places where they have more options, or they're just exercising options who are younger and who are, quite frankly, nicer than you. So, number 9, your standards have to keep you warm at night. Yeah, right. You can't date without having high standards in place to ensure you love yourself first and you don't put up with disrespect. It's not always easy. Sometimes you keep meeting men who aren't up to your standards, tempting you to lower them. But you don't, of course. You know that what happens. You know that your happiness, is the most important thing, much more important than finding a guy. I love this thing right here. Okay, so we'll put this theory to the test when you're 45. Now let's come back and we'll have a discussion about your happiness versus finding a man, and we'll see how that works out for you. Okay. Excuse me, guys, for the cough there. I'm kind of losing my voice. I've done a couple of recordings today. Right? So your happiness is the most important thing, much more important than finding a guy. I wonder how, if this girl thinks that her happiness is more important, what that'll look like in a few years, right? Like, how's your happiness going to square up in a few years if you still don't manage to find your guy? But guys, let's jump into today's Reddit stories, and then we will wrap up today's episode. So let's take a listen. Here we have a Reddit story titled, "I have never had a long-term relationship." Let's take a look. "I'm just curious if there's any man who would consider dating a woman in her 40s who has never had a serious relationship or ever dated much." You see, I don't believe that. I would be inclined to believe the first part of that dating. I could believe all of that. If she means it in the sense that, a dude has never dated her seriously or taken her seriously, but the dudes that she wanted, right? I mean, look at this sentence. This woman wants us to believe that she's never had a relationship or she's never even dated much, right? What other option does this leave, guys? It leaves casual bedroom fun. That's really what it leaves, I, a 40-year-old female, have never had a boyfriend or even casually dated anyone. Yeah, see, I don't know about that casually dating thing. I'm assuming that you've had your bedroom fun in there. "All of my experiences have either been one-night stands or actually spending time with a man, getting to know him, just to have him tell me that he doesn't see me as a romantic partner when I let him know I'm interested." Wow, would you look at that? So you say that you don't casually... it's not that you've never casually, see, she's not considering it casual dating because she never got the commitment, right? It's kind of like a girl saying, oh, I've only seen 5 guys in my life, but she's not counting the other 35 because they didn't commit to her, right? Or a girl saying like, oh, I've only seen 2 guys in my life, but she's not counting the other 400 because those ones haven't committed to her. Like, you see the logical fallacy here, guys? Let's continue. I just feel like there's something seriously wrong with me, and that I'm just universally undesirable to all men. I would love to have a partnership with someone and share my life with someone and vice versa, but I'm afraid to even try and date anymore. I feel like no man is going to want a woman in her 40s with absolutely zero dating/relationship experience. Is it hopeless? Right? Beautiful stuff, guys. Beautiful. Obviously, 40 plus years of age, a dude has never taken her seriously in her entire life, which of course, guys, here's the thing. It says something about her ability to pick men. It really does. It's that's what it says something about. Because you can say that you've never had a relationship and a guy's never taken you seriously, but it's not hopeless. The thing is, guys, even though this girl's 40 plus years of age, there's always a dude who's going to be willing to take her in. Like, men don't actually have this option. Girls don't realize this, but they actually have they realize this, but they just don't want the dude, I think, a lot of the times. But men don't have the option. Like, dudes really don't have the option to go out here to screw up their lives until they're 40 plus. Imagine a dude screws up his life until 40 plus years of age, and then he wants to turn around and he wants to be taken in by a woman. And, like, is that guy just not going to be treated like absolutely? He's just going to be laughed at, right? Just totally and utterly. But guys, let's continue on to today's last Reddit story, and then we'll wrap up today's episode. I, a 48-year-old female, am feeling disheartened and sad about beauty expectations for women my age. I haven't switched the screen. Let's take a look. Oh my. I am fit and healthy and educated and financially sound, a kind-hearted, great listener and a companion, and humble too, it would seem. I have an amazing community and career and a family. I have a lot of hobbies and a positive, curious outlook on life. Honestly, I don't have any red flags. You see, I would consider being 48 years of age as a woman and being single, I would consider that to be a very big red flag. You're literally almost 50 years of age and you still haven't found a man, and you want to say that you don't have any red flags? Like, what? I also have gray hair, I have wrinkles, I pluck hairs from my chin, I have stretch marks on my belly, I don't look 10 years younger than I am, I haven't ever and won't ever get plastic surgery, I don't own or wear makeup, I don't wear high heels, I am just naturally me, feminine, and trying not to subscribe to the notion that I have to be different to be loved, whole, and true. I just feel so erased, devalued, and overlooked. I don't see a place for a woman my age in this capitalist patriarchy. It's lonely. So here we have, guys, we have a 48-year-old woman who has failed to secure a man, and she says here that she has a family. I wonder if it's hers. So there's a chance that when she's describing this, she's also saying that she has kids. Okay, it's like, you could have secured these. See, she's failed to secure these things, and what does she do? Right, rather than take any accountability, she blames it on the quote-unquote capitalist patriarchy. That's some absolutely disgusting stuff. But guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, guys, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link is in the description. Make sure to leave your thoughts and your comments. And as always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's video. Before you head out, there's just a few announcements that I'd like to make. The first is that my editor, who goes through all of the blood, sweat, and tears of putting together content for us to endure, has started his own YouTube channel. The link will be in the video description, so make sure that you go and show him some support by going and giving him a sub. Also, we are currently looking to expand Fiendish content creation behind the scenes, so if you are interested in becoming a content creator alongside me, be sure to check out the application form at the very bottom of the video description. This is for those of you who are interested in becoming a part of the content that you see here on YouTube. So if you're interested in applying, make sure to get in quick. People who apply first will have priority for consideration. Again, the link is at the very bottom of the video description. Lastly, if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, there are links to both Patreon and locals below the video, guys. I'd like to extend a huge thank you to the supporters on those two platforms. You guys allow me to make these episodes, and your support is greatly appreciated. As always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I will catch you later for real this time, guys. Peace.